Hey guys, welcome to a new video. I wanted to make a video on my past Pinterest success, the sales that I've been getting, and what I've been doing a little bit differently. The reason why I'm even making this video is because about maybe 2 weeks ago, I got a message from Bots and Apps, which is a website you guys know I always use for all my tools. And by the way, guys, a lot of the reason why I only stick to certain companies and I only use their products is because I'm not out here promoting all these different random products and all these different random companies because I genuinely don't use them. I only promote the stuff that I actually am going to use. And I actually tell you guys what I'm going to use and what I'm not going to use and for what reasons. So I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a product that I kind of promoted. I mentioned it before, called Merch Informer, and I specifically said in that video I use it just for inspiration. So it's not something like I use all the time. So I'm pretty honest with what the things that I'm saying about why I use certain tools and why certain things I don't mention. Like you guys know, I upload manually to print-on-demand sites like Redbubble, TeePublic, all that. I upload manually. My virtual assistants upload manually. I don't promote an uploading tool. There's a lot of things I don't promote, but I promote the same companies over and over of things that I do use. So, anything that I use is what I promote. Anything that I don't promote, I just simply don't use. So, anyway, so I've been doing Pinterest for a while, and you guys know I've been running ads on Pinterest for a very long time now. And Pinterest is very, very strong because the cost to advertise has consistently gone up, and Pinterest is manageable, very, very manageable, especially for beginners. But I've been messing around with Pinterest Organic for a long time, and it's not as simple as people make it. It's not as simple as create a cool picture and just add some keywords, and there it is. Pinterest has two main formats. It's a search engine, and it's also a social media. So, if there's a good, I'm not going to say design, a good pin that's put out that is engaging, right? It also has the factor of not just social media where it can be pushed to people, but it also is a search engine. Pinterest is a search engine. And if you use the right keywords, your pins, I keep saying designs, my head is so jacked up in the print on demand world. If your pins are good enough, right, and they're using the right keywords and things like that, they're also going to show up in search engine aspects. So there's really three main aspects to Pinterest. You have the advertising world, which is one, and then you have your search engine optimization world, and then you have the social media side where it's engaging type content or interruptive content, if you will. That's not the point. The point is that I ran a little bit of an experiment because I knew this was going to happen, and I created a brand new Redbubble store. In fact, I created it about November 1st, I think, something like that, or November 2nd. I can't remember. By the time I started uploading, I think it was like maybe the 4th, and at that point, I had maybe 40 something designs. And mind you, when I upload my 30 designs a day, like the ones that I do myself, I'm uploading on multiple stores. I'm not uploading just on one. So I'm uploading here and there. And then I got the tool about a little over a week ago. I think I even made a post on this on my YouTube channel. But I got the tool over a week ago. And it was this tool, by the way. And I'll show it to you now. So don't worry. I'll explain everything. But this is a Pinterest automation tool. It's follow and follow for Pinterest. And there's a lot of things I learned. I learned about, how much maximum can you do a day, how much minimum can you do a day. Now, granted, I have seen from online different resources. People say it's different for different accounts, but I can only share the information that I provided, so that I experienced through what I'm providing. So anyways, that's not the point. The point is I got access to this tool earlier, just the same way I got access to their Society 6 tool earlier. They didn't release it yet, but I've been using it. It's right here. I don't know if I'm allowed to click on it yet, but to show you guys what it looks like, I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, but let's just keep talking about Pinterest. Anyways, so tried the tool, and I was growing pretty quick compared to some of my other accounts, that I grew organically on, and the results seemed okay. I didn't get any sales at that point, but I think 4 days ago, I got my first sales. And they actually, I didn't even realize because I never logged into the email for that specific Redbubble account. So I'm logging into that specific Redbubble account, that brand new one, maybe once every 4 or 5 days. Okay, and I'm doing little uploads here and there. So far, the account has 67 designs total uploaded. Okay, and it has 2 sales from 1 order. Right, so it's 2 different stickers. This is why, once again, I tell you guys, keep the products in the same niche because it can increase average order value. And that's exactly what happened to me. And I did not use any kind of outside marketing with this. I did not use Instagram. Basically the only thing I did was pick the right tags, create the design, pick the right titles, and then simply use the Pinterest tool. That's all I did. All right. And I think some of the stats for the Pinterest, and by the way, I just created a new account today. This new account right here, it literally has nothing on it, so it's brand new. I plan to start posting on here for Pinterest, but anyways, that's not the point. The point is, on the account, it had 4,065 impressions, something like that. 4,065 impressions. Now, that's not a lot, but mind you, I'm not doing 2 things. I'm not repinning other people's pins, okay? And I'm not saving other people's pins in my boards, okay? I'm simply just organically creating. And I want to point that out because there's a lot of people who really don't know anything about Pinterest, and they'll watch other creators, and the creators will show how they have something like, 700,000 impressions, right? And they make you think that you have all this traffic, or they have all this traffic, and obviously because of it, you buy their course or whatever, which, once again, I'm not against courses. I just believe that, I sell courses. Obviously, I'm not against courses, but I just think that if you're going to buy a course from someone, it has to be somebody who's doing it for real, and that's just purely fake, right? That's just 100% fake. So for me, I was not reposting anybody else's pins. I was not doing any of that. I was simply creating my own pins from scratch, and I created a total of 36 pins. Okay, so 36 pins and 4,650 or 4.65K. That's what it said, impressions. The outbound clicks was 19 outbound clicks. So effectively, 19 different clicks to the Redbubble store. So 19 clicks resulted in 1 sale, and that 1 sale was 2 different stickers in the same order. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the screenshots. I obviously did take screenshots here, and this is how you could tell the store is literally brand new. So the sales came in at the same moment. I took these screenshots yesterday, so it says 3 days, so it was actually 4 days ago. And you can see here I blurred out what the names of the stickers were. And right here's a picture. Okay, no, my bad. It wasn't the same sticker. It was different stickers. Or it's the same sticker, excuse me. 2 of them sold. Total of $1.05 profit, okay? And then here, you could see here the different images, or the image, and then here is the number of favorites that the store had, the number of followers, and the number sold. So before, it never had this sold section. It was literally just like this. It looked just like that. So got those sales, and this is a brand new store, like I said. Brand new stores have nothing. I did not use the Redbubble Favorite Automator. I didn't use any of that. And the whole reason behind the reason why I wanted to not use those things is I wanted to see the true effectiveness of the Pinterest tool that they created. Now, mind you, I wasn't using this Pinterest growth strategy beforehand, okay? Never was I doing that. So I kind of want to share with you guys how it works, what it does, etc. Obviously, you can look on their website how it works. Basically, it follows and unfollows exactly what it shows here. They have a little video. You can go ahead and take a look at it. I had to mute that just in case they had some music on there. And yeah, so this is kind of how the tool works. It has a follow, it has an unfollow. And with Pinterest, I'm going to come out with a full-on ebook that teaches you guys how to set the limits properly, because trust me, I had to deal with a little bit of issues and a little bit of errors when I was going through it, and I kind of fine-tuned it pretty perfectly now. I don't have any issues now, but like I said, I've had about 2 weeks to test it, and the way it works is like this. So I'll perform a search right now, and we'll search for something like, let's say LeBron James. Why not? Okay, let's just say you have images like these, right? So I'll go ahead and click on this, and let's just say you have images like these. And by the way, if you guys see stats like this, don't worry, I'll share future information where we share all kinds of, cool things on Pinterest and how to grow and all things like that. But here, like, you click on an account, and the way it works is, if you're selling products, this is the same thing as the Instagram strategy. If you're selling products that the followers of that opposite account would be interested in, then you target that audience. So how do I know that? So for example, if I was selling, let's just say, a program on how to be an expert basketball player, right? There's a potential that this person's fans would like it, because if you look here, all his stuff is basketball related stuff. What's another product that I could sell to target this audience? It could be funny basketball t-shirts. Like, if it wasn't trademarked or copyrighted, I could take a picture of like LeBron James as a like one of those bobblehead dummy kind of things, put it on a t-shirt, make some funny quote, and then sell it. You could do that through Redbubble. Obviously, with Redbubble, you have something called fair use, where you can do parody, satire, things like that. So, there's different things that you can sell. But basically, I'm going to find similar or competitor accounts to me, right, on Pinterest, right? So let's just say, for example, I'm a fitness site, right? So I search for fitness, or even if I'm doing affiliate marketing for fitness, any kind of thing like that, let's say women's fitness, and I go to the followers and I start interacting with the followers. And this is the tool. I click on the tool, and you see here I have an execute follow, execute unfollow. If you look here, and I just want to make sure you guys are seeing this. Yep, you guys are seeing this. Let me just drag this a little bit downward. If you look here, right, so I click on the tool, follow, unfollow, right? We have a minimum delay, maximum delay, follow quantity, unfollow quantity, right? If I'm doing follows, then I'm not going to be unfollowing, obviously. So I could just leave this at like 0, for example, or I could leave this at like 10. I think when I first got the tool, it was set to 0. I don't remember, to be honest. But anyways, let's just say I'm going to do 30 follows, right? So I'll set this to 30. And then what I'll do here is you have a delay minimum, delay maximum. And it's in milliseconds. It's not in seconds, but it's in milliseconds. I'm going to tell you, make sure you do not have it on milliseconds. Like 1,000 milliseconds equals 1 second. Okay? So 5,000 milliseconds equals 5 seconds. If I make it 10,000, right, then that equals 10 seconds. So keep that in mind. So let's just say I set this to, for example, 5,000, right? So that's 5 seconds to 15 seconds. So what happens is this is a delay timer where it will automatically select a median number between these two. And the fact that it's in milliseconds, maybe there's a reason why they did that, to play the algorithm a little bit more, like, trick it a little bit more. But that's a whole bigger, wider range, just simply between 5 to 15 seconds. Does that make sense? So it could be a fraction of a second. And trust me, guys, these platforms, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, all these platforms, they log every single activity you do down to the millisecond, down to the fraction of the second. So that is pretty interesting that they figured that out. So anyways, I set it from 5,000 to, like, let's say 15,000, right? Which is basically 5 to 15 seconds. But since it's in milliseconds, you guys know what I'm saying, right? So anyways, I can click here, execute follow. And if you look right here, it says 1 of 30 users, right? So it just followed one person. Now we have to wait that random time between 15,000 milliseconds and 5,000 milliseconds. So you can see here, just did another one, and it's going to do more and so on until it reaches that 30. Now, once again, I have my own numbers on how much you should do per hour, per half hour, per day. I have my numbers pretty much set. I just want to run a few more tests before I release the ebook, so that when you guys get it, I want to make sure you guys are doing A-okay with no problems to it. Of course, if anything does happen, of course, I'll update it. But yeah, I mean, this is the same concept. Let me just go ahead and stop this real quick, because this is a brand new account. I don't know if this is definitely not my niche, right? The fitness niche is not my niche. So I'm just going to go over here and let me just click OK here, and let me refresh the page. There we go. And by the way, look, when you cancel out of it, it will give you that red bar and it will say, like, nobody to follow. So if I go back to this list, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to just start following. It canceled its whole thing. So if you guys are familiar with their Instagram tool, if we go to, I don't know if I have it installed on this computer, but basically it had like a switch, like an on and off switch. This tool doesn't have the on and off switch. You just cancel, like click out of it, and it'll be okay. So does that make sense? So that's essentially how it works. So if I go here to my profile, let's just go to my profile and click on it. Now I'm following 6 people. Now I'm personally going to unfollow these because I do not want to interact with them. They're not my audience. They're not my people. So I'm just going to go over here, set my quantity to 6, for example, and then I'll just execute the unfollow. So we'll go ahead and do that. So you can see how that works. But what I was going to say is a few things. When I'm working on Pinterest, the cool thing about Pinterest is you can set up to, well, not that you can set, but your account technically can follow 50,000 people max, right? 50,000 people. Now, once again, this growth strategy does work, clearly does work. Like I said, I got the sales and I got the traffic, but here's the thing. So you can follow up to 50,000 people. It kind of makes the unfollow not even worth it, in my opinion. At that point, like, why would you even unfollow? I mean, it is what it is. But my whole thing is that my kind of strategy for the future is I'm going to create multiple accounts promoting the exact same thing. But the way it's going to work is I'm going to test different creatives. So effectively, and I want to show you guys this. So effectively, when I'm not doing the follows, right, on one account, I have them doing on another. By the way, I want to show you this. So it says you need to open the follow/followers module list first. So I'm just going to refresh the page, okay, and then boom, there you go. I'm not following anybody. Nobody's following me. There we go. We're done. So I'm going to use this Pinterest account to promote my YouTube channel. The cool thing about Pinterest is you can promote pretty much anything with it. Now, obviously, you want to be smart about what business you're going to promote on Pinterest, right? Because they do differ. You have to realize that the audience is 70% female and 30% male. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing, right? Females are responsible for 70% of the financial purchasing in the economy. So that's good. That's for the amount of transactions in the economy. That's a good thing. So in terms of customers, there's a great opportunity for that. If there are any ladies watching who have maybe print-on-demand stores that leans to what ladies like, floral prints, maybe they're yoga pants in floral prints, maybe it's bathroom curtains in a floral print, whatever. It doesn't have to be floral prints, but you guys get what I'm saying. It could be anything. But you get my point of what I'm trying to say is that you want to be smart. Like, for example, I would not promote a plumber business on Pinterest. That's just not something I would do because I can get a higher ROA somewhere else, like assuming if I was an agency or something. But if I'm selling an ebook, for example, on maybe like, I don't know, like 30 things to take with you before traveling, right? It's probably a good idea. I could sell that on Pinterest and it will work out, right? So there's a lot of things that you could promote on Pinterest. You just have to be smart about how to go about it. And you have to let the tool kind of work for you. So yeah, guys, overall, the tool definitely works. Like I said, I didn't want to show the actual Pinterest account because then what would happen is I would expose my Redbubble store attached to it. And I don't want to do that because, like I said, the copycats run rampant on this channel. Maybe not just this channel, but pretty much every channel, which I'm not calling all you guys copycats, but there are select few who will find what I'm selling and make sure that they copy it. And essentially, it's just aggravating. I'll just be 100% honest with you guys. I've had that happen before where I showed you guys the Instagram account attached with the Redbubble store, and I showed how I got my first sale within like 16 hours, okay? And this was 2 years ago. This was not even this year. It was in 2020, I believe, and it was late 2020, and I created that account, and literally within a week, there was like 9 people, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. There was 9 different people, or 9 different accounts. I don't know if it was the same person, 10 people, 2 people, 5 people, I don't know. But it was 9 different Instagram accounts that were pixel for pixel, copying exactly what I was doing, selling the exact same products, and doing the exact same strategy. And also on top of that, they were following the people that I was following. So they'd go straight to my account and do that. So I'm not in for that. So I'm just simply sharing the information here. Like I said, Pinterest is this certain strategy of growth is definitely a hack for sure. And by the way, I did my research, and this used to be a strategy that was frequently used back in the day when Pinterest never tackled it. But the reason why Pinterest was able to tackle that is they have something called the Pinterest API. And Pinterest actually closed off their API, so it's not public anymore. So if you guys are familiar with what an API actually is, an API is basically a coding protocol that allows you to connect into Pinterest, right? And so, for example, if I create a social media network and I create an API, that means other people can connect to my social media network with it, right? So they don't have to access the app, they access the code. And if they access the code, they can do certain things like follow, unfollow, do all these things. And Pinterest actually allowed that for a certain period of time. And then they realized that a lot of people were growing like this and it hurt their ad dollars. So they stopped it, right? They actually closed off their API literally. You have to apply to get accepted into their API and you have to show them the app that you're making beforehand. This application doesn't use API. It literally just mimics human being activity. So if I go on an account, let's just search like fitness again. Maybe I could search the account. Let's just say this account, right? If I go on the account and I open up the followers list and I manually start following, it's the exact same thing. There's literally no difference between my physical activity and the tool's physical activity. The only difference is I'm not actually doing it in real life and sitting there wasting my time doing it. And that's really the whole point of these automation tools, is that I don't want to sit there and do it. It's almost like hiring a virtual assistant, right? Just doing it for you. So effectively, it's a virtual assistant, just a cheaper version that can do it for you. So nothing crazy to it. Very simple, very easy to use, and very, very simple. So that's a cool thing to experience, and it's definitely something different than what I was used to building on Pinterest before. Building on Pinterest before was either A, ads, or B, so I was specifically targeting very specific keywords to go after when I'm creating my post. Now, I'm going to go ahead and be clear because I know this question is going to come up, is do you still have to create pins on your account? The answer is absolutely you still have to create pins, because let's just say you follow a bunch of people. If they come to your profile and they don't see what they like, which is products that you're selling, pins that they like, why would they follow you back? Why would they buy a product? They're not going to just magically know about you. They have to see content that they're interested in. So, for example, if I was a LeBron James fan, right, like a super fan, and somebody, let's just not say somebody, let's say this exact guy followed me, I'm going to get a notification. And when I get my notification, it's going to say Andrea Morano, whatever, followed me. I'm going to say, who is this Andrea person? I'm going to click on their profile, and then I'm going to see a bunch of LeBron James content. I'm going to say, you know what? I like this guy. Let me follow him, and I'll hit follow. And that's essentially how it works, right? So, for example, for my merch for print-on-demand merch business, right, where I'm selling different hoodies, different t-shirts, different things like that, if I'm selling cool stuff that people are interested in, and then I follow people who happen to be interested in that stuff, and I could do it through predictive learning, I could see who they're following, and I interact with those people, then when they come and see my profile, they're already interested in what I have to offer. It's just a matter of converting them now, right? So that's all it is. So when they come to my website, they have to make sure it's clean website, looks good. They have to make sure everything, they can use it on their phone easily, because remember, 70% of customers purchase through their phone now. And so a lot of different things like that. And I get the website optimized. Next thing you know, I'm getting those sales, right? And it's just that simple. It's really not difficult. And that's why I told you guys, selling through Instagram, selling through Pinterest, selling through whatever social media is definitely a steroid. Because if you're going through print on demand, let's just say you have a product on Merch by Amazon, you have a product on Redbubble, you have a product in any of these algorithm type sites, what happens? Well, when you get a sale, you rank higher. And when you get ranked higher, you get seen by more people organically. So you're really killing two birds with one stone when you're choosing to do some sort of social media marketing. It doesn't have to be Pinterest like this, right? It could be anything. But what it's doing is you're growing your account by reaching more people who are already interested in what you have to sell. And how do you find someone who's interested? You just do the search. You start looking for different accounts. And like I said, you're probably not even, to be realistic, you're probably not even going to have to use the unfollow, because you can follow up to 50,000 people on an account. I'm not telling you to go follow 50,000 people one day. That would be unintelligent. I'm telling you that you could do it up to 50,000. You know how long that will take to get to that point? It takes a long time. So, especially you're using more than one account, you can have different targets, you could do different things, you can test the growth of different things, you could even test the growth of different creatives. There's a lot of things you could do. So, yeah, guys, this is a long-winded video, but I'm really happy with the sales that I got. It was very, very easy to get them. Definitely no difficulty whatsoever. Literally, you guys saw it. You just let the tool run, you make sure you have the pins, and that's it. So, I'm interested. I'm very, very curious to where this is going to go for me in the future. And we'll definitely make some more Pinterest growth videos in the future. And yeah, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out. Bye.